Hi there. Just a bit of context. What you're about to see is a recording of the Valiant Heart panel I did as part of the Kitsune Intelligence Festival in my server a few weeks ago. It's announcing a lot of stuff for Valiant Heart and has a Q&A at the end. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy.
James, would you like to do the honors, please?
I would love to do the honors. All right. Well, as you heard, guys, boys and girls, and everyone in between. Well, you got. Without any further ado, let's give it up for Matt and Risa. Woo!
Good valiant morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. My name is Metropical, and I am joined here by Risa.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Valiant Heart panel. Thank you all for coming here for the first event of the Kitsune Intelligence Festival. We got a lot of things planned here, as Rafi and James have said before. Thank you to both of you for announcing it. And yes, here in this panel, we'll be talking about the journey we've had for Valiant Heart, and probably announce a few things we're working on in the future. So, I hope you're all excited for what we have in store. So, okay, let's not delay and get right on to the actual panel. And first of all, we have introductions. So, I am Metropical. I made the Valiant, and it was difficult to put the heart together. Thankfully, nothing went wrong, and I'm just a chronic procrastinator. So, let's actually go with before Valiant Heart was ever a thing. I had a lot of projects in the past, and a lot of which didn't really took off in a way. Um, let's start with the first project I've ever done, which is Tower Wishes. It was a light novel, you could say, that I did with my good friend Nekochima, who was the illustrator for that series. And it all started with like Japanese mythology, where kids climb up a huge tower with a wish on top and fighting yokai along the way. I really like this project. It holds a special place in my heart. But however, it got discontinued because I was very busy along with her with college, and we had to. We can continue it at a later time, but for now we had to discontinue it. And then afterwards, I started to try to make videos of my own on YouTube, and it's all about like explaining the mythology behind pop culture and such. And it is still there on my YouTube channel if you're very curious, but it is quite cringy, and if you do want to see it, it's still there, but do keep in mind they're very old and very dated. And then next after that, I started to go VTubing. I had my own debut stream. I had my own VTuber model. I had Jovi, the one who's actually having a birthday right now. So for first of all, happy birthday to him. So please, if you haven't said happy birthday to him, please go ahead. And yeah, I had him as my I had him as my manager for my VTubing quote unquote career, but it didn't took off because it turns out VTubing wasn't really my thing and it didn't really go anywhere. So afterwards, I just did like gameplay streams where I played like Black and White 2 while gambling. That was a very fun stream, I gotta say. So I made like a compilation video, you could say, like a highlight video, and I quite enjoyed that one. I might continue that in the future. So yeah, all of these that had in mind, all the things that all these projects have in common is that they were all sort of passion projects that never really took off in a way. They just had mixed successes. It didn't really focus on, getting big or anything like that. It didn't really continue after like a few sort of like episodes, you could say. And because of which, most of my community was very niche and such. And then divine intervention. And ever since then, nothing was ever the same. This little gremlin, I got to tell you, this little pink gremlin here right now is the sole reason that me to where I am. I was inspired the moment I saw this little pink creature. I really like stories. I really like making stories and just crafting stories in general. And I'm a big fan of PMD. I do RPs. I just make, I just have these kind of like stories and ideas in my mind. And a lot of the times, whenever I'm looking at this little pink creature, I just thought about like what the possibilities are for this kind of thing, especially in the PMD setting. And I was especially inspired by artwork, fan art by this one by Mako Makoto with a Tinkaton and a Tinkatuff. And then by Spoonie Lightyear here with a Tinkatink in front of a Goldango stand. And that got me thinking a lot about what stories could be not it could be good for like this kind of setting. And because of which I thought to myself like, wouldn't it be really cool if I made my own series with a Tinkaton? But uh-oh, I completely forgot. For one, I can't draw. And second, I'm broke as fuck. So, making a series of my own was kind of a pipe dream, you could say, and it didn't really took off from there. But I realized something when I approached a few people, and these people were the ones that actually made Valiant Heart. If it weren't for these people, they weren't, it wouldn't be Valiant Heart as it is right now. First is James Yvonne. James Yvonne was actually the first person that I contacted when it comes to like this kind of project, and he was the one to help me shape Valiant Heart to what it is by teaching me that I can really just make this on Godot, which is a game engine. And because like he also has his own animation project for PMD, and which I really recommend you guys check it out. And he taught me how to program with Godot and make my own series from scratch. And if it weren't for him, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. And next is Lola Choco, which she will also be doing a concert in the second day. So please look forward to that. She helped character design most of the characters that you see in Valiant Heart. So Raimi, Kojiro, Gladius, all of those. All those designs help shape the vibe and the sort of aesthetic these characters have. So yeah, because of that, Lolo really shaped a lot of the overall design and overall vibe that you could get from Valiant Heart. So yes, if it weren't for Lolo for making this, making the character designs, the vibe would probably be very different. And lastly is a Muffin. Muffin was the one to make the Tinkaton sprite for in the PMD repository. It's a public domain repository, a website where you can where you can see all the sprites for all kinds of Pokemon, and it's entirely fan made. And Muffin was the one to make the Tinkaton sprite for them, and because of which, it really shaped the animation style for Valiant Heart. Because if it weren't for that, it probably wouldn't have the same sort of like flash animation style that you see in Valiant Heart. It probably wouldn't be like that. So please check out her work. She is a very talented sprite artist. And so I started working on Valiant Heart. I had the sprites, I had the story, I had all the programming knowledge that I need. And at first, when I started making it, it was supposed to be a very short segment. The prologue was supposed to be like 5 minutes or so. Yeah, it was it was supposed to be very short. But it turns out to be around 18 minutes in the actual, the one that you see in YouTube right now. And at first, it was just mostly sprites and all that kind of stuff. So I raised them at first, and because of which it didn't really look that interesting, especially on the intro. So I needed someone to help me with the illustrations, but as you can tell from before, I can't draw and I'm broke. So I really needed someone who can stick to all my requests and also just I can drag anywhere I want. And I can throw money and draw me whatever without any questions asked.
Yep. Hi. Hello. I am that artist that Matt dragged me into. My name is Risa Draws. I do illustrations, 2D animations, and comics. But
My bad. Sorry. There we go.
okay, let's continue. Why am I here? I don't know. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I don't look like a Pokemon either. All I know that Matt kidnapped. Sorry, Matt hired me to do illustration for Valiant Heart. I have some projects on my own. There's the Three Feathered Heroes from the DuckTales fandom. It's mostly a written story in Instagram with occasional doodles. It doesn't really go anywhere. And then there's Othello Von Ryan from the Ninja Turtle fandom. I made some comic about it, and I made a little animation from it, from the song Bury Me Low. The video got popular. It got 200,000 views, but sadly, at that point, I lost interest in the story and the fandom. Next, there's Sonzilla from the Sonic fandom. The comic actually was going pretty well. A lot of people liked it, but I completely abandoned it because another fandom hits me like a goddamn truck. And that leads to my current project and hyperfixation, Corrupted Bond from Just Shapes and Beats fandom. I've been working on this for 3 years. It almost have 300 pages of comic, and even it have a comic dub of it. So if you're interested, you can check it out on YouTube. Just type Corrupted Bond and you will find it. Or if you much rather read it, you can find it on Tumblr or DeviantArt. So, how do I end up being the Valiant Heart illustrator in the first place? I am not sure myself. Like I said before, I don't do Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon back then. If you ask me about Pokemon back then, I would just say Pikachu. That's about it. But Matt is just another client for me back then. Even though I never draw any Pokemon at all, I gave it a shot. It was good for my portfolio. I really remember vividly that my first two commission from him is Valiant Heart related, but I just don't know it yet. Is this Matt trying to get used to drawing them? Who knows? We will never know. But he became my most frequent client, and eventually we became friends. At some point, Matt came to me with a full Google Doc on what he wants me to draw. Very detailed Google Doc too, with like references and even like description on how the thing will move and stuff. Because originally it's supposed to be an animation, but it ended up being an illustration, as you can see at the final product. And even though it is a commission, I can tell he is very passionate about it. I'm very happy to help him out on his project. And yeah, that's how I unwillingly unknowingly become the Valiant Hearts illustrator. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Risa. And from then on, I commissioned her for all of the illustrations that you see in Valiant Heart. So, as you know, I couldn't draw. This is the third time I'm saying this. But yes, I just made schematics basically and diagrams explaining about how the scene will look like. So, as you can see in the first one, that was a Terra shard at the Terra crystal at the first scene. That was it was initially supposed to be animated, all this, but it turns out to be illustration. So that's to make some compromises. And there's even some stuff that you wouldn't see in the actual finished product, like Goku over there. That was just reference. Please don't mind. But yes, there was a lot of things that came to in the actual thing, and I just explained it through these Google Docs and these sort of schematics. And from then on, Arisa will help illustrate most of the things that you see, like thumbnails and all the kind of stuff. Just all the individual pieces that you see that are drawn was made by her. And usually, when you were thinking of some kind of post-apocalyptic story, a post-apocalyptic world, you would probably think it's kind of like edgy or gritty, and that kind of stuff. But I didn't want that. I want the vibe to have this sort of, PMD-esque kind of feeling, where there's kind of hope, there's kind of a light under the darkness kind of thing. And because of that, I think Risa really helped shine through and just encompass the sort of vibe that I wanted for the actual series. And from then on, Valiant Heart grew. It grew to quite a large margin that I never expected, to be honest. It had like 100K views in just a few months, and then like I would have, yeah, like I got memes, it got stickers, its own emotes and all that kind of stuff, and custom sprites for some of the characters. And I never would have expected this to happen, and because of which I just have to appreciate the community for everything, really. I had such a wonderful and creative community. I genuinely cannot ask for more for all of your just just amazing. You're just all amazing. Like, I saw during the OC competition how you guys interacted with each other with their own OCs. That was something I never would have expected, and something that really warms my heart in a way. Because I was just a guy who was making a silly little Tekton animation kind of thing. And yeah, it just grew, and people liked it, and people interacted through it from my world, and that just really warms my heart. And I gotta thank you all so much for that. You guys are awesome. So let's get on to the actual thing that you guys wanted here. Actually, I mean, maybe you wanted to hear my story and all with Risa, but like, there's also some things that I want to show you guys. So, what's next for Valiant Heart? A few weeks ago, I made a poll asking you guys what you want to see next for Valiant Heart, with many of you voting on what you all personally want to see. And as you can see, the winning one is the special episodes. Now, I have to give a disclaimer first. When it comes to these kinds of votes, it is ultimately my decision. And I hate to break it to you that, I am just one man. And I only have so many time and so much money. And because of that, I can't feel, it will be very difficult to do all of these. I am going to do all of these. And first of which, I want to start off with the the winners of the Valiant Heart competition from last time. So as you know, the winners for this Valiant Heart competition were these 10 OCs. And I'm happy to announce that the most of the sprites are done. As you can see, Petit, the grand winner of the entire competition, is there on the corner spinning around, with Fennon here just to represent the runner-ups. And these are thanks to the 3 people down there who helped with editing the sprites. So please, show some appreciation for them if you can. But I've noticed that it would be quite a shame, that the OCs that you guys have made, all the other ones, didn't have time to shine in the Valiant Heart world. Because it's really cool to see, like, there was 50 different OCs, and I can't feasibly put them all in Valiant Heart, like in the animation. But maybe it doesn't have to be an animation. Maybe you guys can just be in the Valiant Heart world. So welcome to the world of Arterra. This is the region that the Valiant Heart world takes place in. And it's also an RP server for you guys to freely make OCs and RP to your heart's contents, your Valiant Heart's contents. Thank you, The Fruits, for making this wonderful icon, by the way. It's very wonderful, and I really like the typography for the AR especially. So yeah, props to him for that. But yes, the actual RP server is in the works, and it will come after Chapter 1, so you can get the vibe of the actual guild that you'll get to see. So yeah, please look forward to that in the future. Next in the works is a dub for Valiant Heart. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. I actually proposed to Hat this idea. He actually made this sort of like idea as a passing thing, just as a joke, you could say. And because of which I just wanted to approach him and say like, hey man, I really want to see this work, and I want to see like this whole thing just go on. And because of which we decided to just go on and make the dub into a real thing. So now we're working on a casting call with Interv24, which is also going to do a panel right after this one. So please look forward to hers, because she's going to present all about her journey in the artist scene and as a voice actor. So yeah, she's going to be the voice director for the Valiant Heart dub. And I am looking forward to the actual thing and looking forward to what voices you guys have for the characters. So yeah, please look forward to that. Next, we have a Q&A for the characters themselves. So yes, you are free to ask questions to these characters. All the characters like Raimi, Kojiro, Gladius, Eclair, all of them. You are free to ask them any questions in character, and they will answer in tow as well. So yes, just make sure that the character, the questions are, not inappropriate or anything like that. So yeah, that will happen after chapter one, and yeah, just make sure to keep, feel free to keep the question in mind until then. And lastly, we have the special episodes. I know I'm going really quickly here, but yeah, we have quite a lot of plans for the special episodes because in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky, the special episodes are a beast of its own, honestly. It has a lot of details on the side characters and tells a lot of stories of those side characters. It goes very in depth to them. And such as the actual main story of Valiant Heart, it will be unfeasible to really tell all the stories regarding all the characters just through the main story. So I really want to emphasize the special episodes for these characters. And because of which, one of the first special episode that I want to do will be regarding Juno and Gladius. This story will tell this of how they met, of how they formed their team, and you'll also meet recurring characters like Kojiro. And you'll see how they went on in their lives, how they went on before the story of Valiant Heart, before like 7 years ago, before the incident with the Terra Crystal. And because of which, this is something that I really want to make very special, because these are one of the two like main characters that you will see in Valiant Heart before. And because of which, I really look forward to crafting the story, and I hope you look forward to the actual story itself, the actual special episodes. We have a lot of things planned, and yeah, I really hope that you look forward to it. And that's all. Thank you all for being here. Everyone who saw all of the announcements, all of the things that I hope that you're looking forward to, the Q&A, the dub, the special episodes, the RP server. But I lied. God, that didn't come through. There's actually one more announcement that I have to give you. And I hope that you guys are looking forward to this one. So please, strap yourselves, because this will be something that you will enjoy. So, sorry for the choppiness before, but what you just saw was the trailer, the teaser trailer for Chapter 1 of Valiant Heart. This is something that I had to. I'm glad that I got to finish this in time for this event, and I hope that you guys are looking forward to the actual trailer. for the release of Valiant Heart Chapter 1. The actual release date will be sometime in the future, but I hope that this will give you an inkling, a sort of a visage of what the story will look like. And the full trailer will be uploaded shortly after this panel. So please, if you want to see it without the choppiness and the low quality, if it ever comes down to it, it will be uploaded shortly after this panel. So yeah, please look forward to that. And yeah, thank you everyone, for real this time, for coming to this panel. I hope that you guys had a wonderful time. And I hope that you guys look forward to all of the projects that we have in mind for Valiant Heart. It is honestly mind-boggling how much stuff has gone on for this little series that I had just in my project, in just like my own self. So yes, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you look forward to it. And yeah, that is all from me. And we'll move on to the actual thing. I will pass on to Rafi and James. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all later.
My goodness. Oh my days. Rafi, did you see that? Did you see that?
I didn't expect for us to get 4 announcements. Like, okay, I thought like, you know what? Maybe we're just gonna get one thing. But like, man, I am especially hyped for the role play and the dub. Oh, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be
I also
very
can't
exciting.
wait. It's gonna be so good.
Are you honestly? I think for what it's worth, this has been such a packed panel. How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel though? How do you guys feel
How do you
about
guys feel? Yeah. Show us your hype, your excitement. Some people are looking for the roleplay server. People are looking for the dub. People are looking
what are you guys
for
looking forward to?
the special episodes. Some people want all of them. I'd love to have all of them.
People are
It's so
even
big.
crying.
It's so big. Goodness. This is hype. This is hype.
Wow, wow. To be I'm very happy to see the audience is equally as excited for us. Whoa, look at that. Some people are even crying, they're screaming, some people are getting threatened to be hyped. Mad beat Nintendo for actually having peak announcements. Okay. Oh wow. Oh, man. James, what are you personally excited about? What are you personally excited about?
I'm personally excited for special episodes. I love watching
Why is that?
right? I look, listen. A lot of people, right? They
Yeah.
They love what's the name of the species?
What?
Garchomp.
This piece Pokemon Garchomp?
Garchomp.
What's up with that?
Right.
Yeah, what's up with
People love
Gojira?
Garchomps. I've seen a lot of Garchomps, but Gojiro, right? I don't know, something about him, something the way that he's gonna turn out. It really, I want to see the story behind the man, behind the chomper, right? The announcements are absolutely peak though. Everything like we've got so many to look forward to. The VHRP as well. I'm curious. I love
I use that as well. I love
stories.
roleplay. I love roleplay.
Role plays are fun. Role plays are fun. I'm gonna see, guys. Brian Madage RP. Let's
my
make
God.
it happen. Let's make it happen. We're gonna make it
I would
happen.
be-
It's gonna be great. I'm going to be Brian Madage. It's going to be tremendous. It's
Can
gonna
you
be
imagine?
huge.
Can you imagine Brian Mandage and Phanon and everyone else interacting? That's gonna be so peak. I can't wait for the next coming months. Also, want to give appreciation to all the artists as well and the people that helped out during that whole thing. I think Fruit is also in the audience. Actually, I want to give let's give
Fruit is in the
appreciation.
audience.
To
Hat is everyone mentioned here is in the audience. Thank you very much, every one of you, for contributing your children to the great sacrifice. They are absolutely wonderful.
Those children are gonna be for the good.
Exactly.
Well, I think it's time we move on to the next part of the panel for the Q&A session. Woo!
Woohoo! Q&A. You guys got any questions? It's gonna be fun,
We're gonna
right?
have we're gonna have a
Q&A.
Q&A session. We're gonna have a Q&A session. That was a very packed, and seeing Risa and Matt talk about their creative and thoughtful insights and even loads of announcements. I can't wait. Perhaps you want to ask more about that, or maybe you want to ask about their art process, or even how they stay motivated, or maybe even something random. That's completely up to you. Of course, anything that is not against the rules, feel free to raise your hand and we'll put you up on the stage. Or if you want, you can simply drop your questions in chat. We'll get to as many as possible. Rice and Matt, are you currently here? Could we see you speak?
Of course, I'm here. I'm ready.
Awesome,
I am
Okay,
awesome
okay.
sauce. Right.
Does anyone want to have any questions, anything random? Go ahead. You can raise your hand. Uh there's a feature in Discord. You can request to speak. Lolo does, okay. Oh well, Wolf JZ has a question. How is both of your days going?
My day, it's going well actually. I ate some sushi before I went here, and yeah, I watched the Miku movie before this actually.
Oh,
Before like at 4 p.m. I watched the Miku movie, and I had to scramble back here to my to my dorm to to actually get back into this, and I got rained on. But other than that, it's very nice, and I had a good time. I no spoilers, no spoilers, but I will say it is quite nice. It's very nice.
okay.
I'm doing fine
If you guys,
myself.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I honestly I didn't do anything. I just came back from college. I can't believe you didn't. I did invite me to watch Miku.
I'm sorry.
Most unfortunate. Most unfortunate. Like, hey, there's gonna be other times. After this, you can go straight to the movie theater. Nothing's stopping you, Riza.
True.
I don't think it's
Okay,
showing.
well,
is the thing.
Another
we're gonna
day,
go
another day.
invite some people to the stage now. We're gonna go invite Lolo the Choco to the stage to ask her question, and then we're gonna go invite Batavia Balver next. So I'm gonna get her in the stage. All right, Lolo, you can accept
No,
that
you're not
invite.
coming
Here
up
we
on
go.
stage.
Hello. Hello,
But too
Lolo.
late.
Hello.
She's on stage. You don't have to speak, but
Oh, I'm not coming up. Oh, okay. Well, what is your question? What is your question?
Yeah, tell us a question. What is the question that you'd like to ask?
Exactly. You guys should probably like prepare your questions just in case.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
just in case.
have the next 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, 20
go ahead and
minutes.
prepare. We'll take turn. We'll take turns.
I'm-
I'll gather the questions.
Also do ping. I think that would be help. Like ping who you're asking.
Yeah, sure. Ping here.
That would be nice. Yeah, ping either Matt or Risa if you have any particular questions for either one of them, or me, or Rafi, or Jovi. The birthday boy.
Alright.
Look at him.
Okay, I see the question from Lolo. It's
Alright,
actually a funny story. Why I end up being Porygon. It actually started as a joke. Matt came to me and asked about like, hey, what Pokemon are you gonna be? Because I'm going to put you as a cameo. And I was like, well, I know there's like a shape Pokemon. Can I be that? And then I become Porygon. And also I like birds. So I guess it really fits me. Like birds and shape. Two things I
You
like.
are you are very shape coded, Raisa. Like you can't go anywhere without thinking of shapes.
Yes, indeed.
That is true. Honestly, when I proposed to the idea, I didn't expect her to just like because like I thought, like I'll get her, the sort of like a cameo, just like a small cameo. But like she made her own thing itself. Like I can show you as well, like the sprite maybe later. But yeah, it's interesting that you that's like you got through this whole time without like knowing too much about Pokemon, and then you saw Porygon and like this is me.
Yes, indeed. That's what happened.
Yeah, but yes, that's the question. Thank you, Lolo, for asking.
All right, everyone. Thank you, Matt and Risa, for answering. To make the process of the questions easier to compile, I have made an easy template you can put right there. simply ping me or James and then address it to Matt or Risa or both. And then after that, put your question below. Starting from there, we will compile them and then we can go and ask the question from there. So go ahead to those who submitted questions earlier or wanted to ask, just put them there. Or of course, if you want priority, simply raise up your hand and go up to the stage and open your microphone. That way we will speak there. Of course, you can ask about Valiant Heart roleplay, Xenia. Just use the template I gave over there and then just fill it in. Raise hand disabled. Okay. Hold on a second. Does anyone want to raise their hand? I'll simply invite you then, since we're having issues with that. Me. All right, Lizardon. We'll get you up on stage. Everyone who doesn't want to ask through mic, you can simply use this template right here. Use this. All right. No, not on stage. Okay, then just simply use the template I gave you there. I have
Yes,
a question
please,
about this format.
please use the templates if you want to ask us questions. Okay.
Batavia, would you
Rafi,
like to go up on stage? Yes, ma'am.
do read the questions for me before we answer those questions. Okay.
Of course, got it.
Yes.
So Matt. All right, the first question, Goose on the Loose. To Matt, what is your favorite Pokemon before Tinkaton?
Okay. Before Tinkaton was my favorite Pokemon, I had actually two favorite Pokemons. The first was Empoleon. Empoleon was because it was my starter back in Gen 4, and there was a very interesting story that I had it like as the final Pokemon that I beat Cynthia with, which is really cool. And last, the other Pokemon that was my favorite was Altaria. And the reason why is very silly. I simply just called this Altaria Nimbus. And ever since then, I just really like the name, and I just kept calling every Altaria Nimbus. And from then on, it just brain rotted to my head, and then just like Nimbus, it's Nimbus, and then like it just became my favorite Pokemon. Simply, that's it. Yeah, that's my favorite Pokemon. Thank you for asking.
I am a fan of Nimbus. Who does not like clouds? Very nice.
That's true. Tes 1 2 3.
La 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 la.
Hello, testing one,
Me
two,
both.
three.
Very
Can you
Ah,
guys
there we
hear
go.
us?
There we go.
there
You
we
guys
go.
hear
There we
us?
go.
Hello?
All right.
One.
All
Okay,
right. To
question for.
confirm, Xenia, you still want to go on stage? Oh, there you go. Hello, Xenia. Or
No,
could
That's
you
that's
not
not
introduce
Zenny.
Zenny.
yourself?
That's
That's
me.
not
Mark.
Zenny.
Wrong
That's
person, Mark.
That's
Mark.
Mark.
Oh, that's Mark. Oh, sorry. Could you introduce yourself, Mark?
Yeah. So I'm here for mac and cheese, or both ravioli.
Mac
I
and
was
cheese, yes.
wondering, how long will this you know, what's that called again? How long will it take before the first episode comes out? Yeah.
Ah, all right. That's the big question. You could say.
Yes, that's the big
That,
Oh,
question.
very
I've
big
been
question.
waiting
that
up
is the
this for
big question.
so long.
A question that not even I can really answer really accurately,
uh,
but I will try.
Oh well.
Overall, if I have to guess, the chapter one of Valiant Heart took a long time currently because of several difficulties, which is the complexity of some of the scenes and also just my college.
Roger that.
And because of which, it takes quite a bit to actually get most of the scenes ready. And if I have to estimate, it should be released by the end of, if I have to guess, August.
All right.
Maybe. That's a
Thank
very
you.
big maybe, but it is a plan. It is a goal, you could say. So yeah,
Mm,
by the end of August, you will see.
nice. Thank you. I'm gonna step off stage now. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you very much, Mark, for coming to the stage. All right. What's next?
All right. Up next, we have the next question from Link, which is two mats. Are there multiple Ironmons in the Valiant Heart series, like duplicate Iron Hands, for example?
Yes, there are duplicate Ironmons present in the Valiant Heart series. So there are multiple Iron Hands, there are multiple Iron Thorns, there are multiple Iron Bundles. But strangely enough, there are a few Iron Pokemon that do not have duplicates. So, oh, I wonder what those are.
Hmm.
And that is quite strange. That is quite strange. All right. Thank you for the answer, Matt. Up
Thank
next,
you for the question.
we have a question from Risa. Everyone, don't hesitate to ask questions for Risa. Doesn't have to be Valiant Heart related. You can ask about art or process or maybe something random. This is from Fruits to Risa. Question: what's your favorite non-boss GSAB level? Either the song you like or the level you love playing through over and over and not get bored of it. Risa, I'll give the mic to you.
Okay, thank you. It's a bit hard to answer because my most played song is the boss, like the final boss, the guy I always draw 24/7. But if I have to choose the level, I think it was Try This. Like literally the song name is Try This because the visuals is really cool and I can't stop like playing it because it looks so cool. Other than that, I really like a lot of the levels because there's a lot of personality to it. Other than that, there's like the Shovel Knight DLC with the levels with the crown and the shovel guys and the potion. Those are also cool. I really like those. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great answer. You know. Right. Moving on to the next person. Do we have somebody on stage?
Yes, we do. But
We
Baby Better, could you
do.
open up your mic? Do you hear us? Do you
Right.
hear us? Could you
Hello, I
introduce
hear
yourself? Who you
clear.
are and what's your question?
Yes, for both Matt and Risa, and that
Okay,
is
yeah. Go
back
on.
on how you all. Hmm?
Yeah, go on. Go
So,
on.
all right. Looking back on how you all started, how do you like? What were your first thoughts on when you make it, and then to where you are at right now?
Oh boy.
Like
Oh,
you,
so,
yeah.
all right. Thank you very much, Batavia. Risa,
Yep.
shall I start first?
I it kind of cut for me. Can you replay? Maybe someone else rephrase the question.
Oh yeah.
Basically,
Could you repeat?
on
Yeah.
yeah, basically on when you make the series, and what were your first thoughts on like how it will grow to where it is now?
Ah, okay.
Ah,
Got you.
okay.
You can start first, but
All right.
I be
um,
terrible.
it's okay. It's okay. So okay, first of all, I never expected it to grow this to this large scale. I mean, I wouldn't say it was it. I don't say it's like that big, but like it is quite sizable. But yeah, I never really expected Valiant Heart to grow this big, and it's honestly kind of overwhelming, and honestly like just also heartwarming, to be honest. Like it's a whole roller coaster of emotions in my opinion, and because of which I wasn't I wasn't ready when it just grew this big, and because of which I just go to I usually just go with the flow. I see what I can do. I put on whatever I can, and I make up stuff that that people like an RP server, like or a dub, or all that kind of stuff. And I really hope that these are things that people are really interested in and people like are really enjoying from the Valiant Heart series, because this is something that I also want to make as well. Because if I like it, I hope that you guys like it as well. So yeah, thank you. That's for me really. Risa, do you have any input?
Yeah. When it first started, honestly, again, when I first know Matt, he's just a client. So when he ordered that, it's like his third commission. So I just work on it. It's like, oh, okay, cool, my work is done. And then he came back to me when he posted the video, and I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? This was cool. And that also when when I kind of started to get interested in Pokemon.
My
So like,
influencer.
God damn it. But yeah,
Good job.
but yeah, I that's the first time I actually got into Pokemon. Like my exposure to PMD, as you can say. I watch it and it's like, this is so cool. Is this like the Pokemon mainline games? What is this? And then I go into a rabbit hole. Sure, it's not as high. I'm not as hyper fixated on it like shapes, but I am into it now. I know some Pokemons now besides Pikachu. Yeah,
And
that's it for me.
I'm glad that I got to influence Risa to all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, Batavia. I hope that answers your
Thank you,
question.
Batavia. Thank
Yeah, it
you.
is.
Thank you.
Good to run. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, see you.
Thank you very much.
All right, everyone, to note in mind, I see some people here want to raise their hand and go to the stage. To make things easier, if you have any questions for chat, ping me. If you want to go to the stage, ping James. I'll make things easier. That way,
That's true.
for now,
Do
we will
like that.
go on to the next question, which is Lizardon. Question to my brother in arms, Matt. Will you stream Pokemon games like ROM hacks or mainline?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, like I have in the past, honestly. I did like Black and White 2 while gambling. That was that was a very fun one. I really want to do that again. Gotcha luck is what I called it. And I really do want to continue that as well. So yes, I will stream Pokemon games in the future. Thank you for that
Alright.
question.
We've got somebody who wishes to speak on stage.
Okay. Let us get them on.
Senior, come along then.
Come up on stage.
We have two people actually go on stage. Zinnia can go
Two
first, and then Naga Ikan can go next.
Nagaikan. Okay. They didn't ping me.
Could you invite Naga Ikan requested a bit earlier? While
Oh, okay. One moment then.
Zinnia, could you accept it, Zeria? If not,
Whoever
having
accepts
trouble, I
first
think
gets to speak.
oh,
Hey,
there we go.
you're in first.
Oh, wait, no, no.
Both,
Zenny
both,
first.
both on
Senior,
stage.
Okay.
You can wait. All right.
Okay.
We'll wait. We'll come to you. Senior. All right. Go
Zinnia
ahead.
can go
I'm
first.
gonna have to send you to the Columbo dimension.
No, hold on.
Okay.
Well,
Anyways, my
Could
question.
you introduce yourself?
My question is, do you have any plot outlines or ideas for Valiant Heart, for the roleplay specifically?
Now, when you say like a plot or an outline, what do you mean by that?
Like, is there a specific plot that would be in the roleplay that that everyone would kind of be following? Or is it just
Well, I
kind of
mean,
like a sandbox RP?
okay, so this is what I had in mind specifically for the series. at first, it will probably be like a sandbox series, of course, because it is in the Valiant Heart universe, and because of which, it already has its established plot. It already has its established characters. It already has its established sort of locations and all that kind of stuff. And because of which, you would probably be already know like what you want to play as, what you want to RP as. So there's that sandbox aspect. However, I do also want to include certain events and certain sort of like plot lines that are like gonna span like several weeks, for example, where I can also like make these scenarios, make these sort of like what's the name? Kind of like a starter kind of thing, or like I can also RP with you guys with the actual characters. So yeah,
Oh,
that's something
that's
that
so
I'm really
sick.
excited for. Yeah. So yeah, you can RP with Raimi, you can RP with Kojiro, you can RP with Gladius, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, please look forward to that. That's something that I'm also looking forward to. I hope that
Also,
answers your question.
my second
Oh yep.
question was, can you do the Edwin bit again?
The what?
I I am a tropical. I made the Valiant. It was difficult to put the heart together. There, I'm done. Here, good.
Thank you.
Thank you
Amazing.
very
Thank you.
Thank
much.
you.
That was a
Thank
great
you, James, for
question.
the question.
All right, so up
Sorry,
next
God.
we have Naga Ikan. Please go ahead and speak.
Yeah, ask your question.
Could you
Hello.
hear us?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I have a question. So when I see
Okay.
the presentation, I can see that there are four characters: Remy, Gladius, Kojiro, and
Eclair.
that guard the void.
Yes.
I kinda don't remember that guard the void in the pilot chapter 0. Yeah, but when I see that guard the void, I can see that she wear that thing on her head forehead. I don't know what it is called, and I am wondering, is she a caretaker, and will she play a major role in the future? Because I don't know, she's a
Ah.
character, and that interests me a lot.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
who is
That's a good question.
uh,
All right. Thank you for the question. I'll answer it now. The Gardevoir in question is Eclair. She was present in Chapter Zero, especially when she was with another Lucario named Agate, who was fighting an Iron Moth, and there was also one where she was healing Kojiro from his wounds, and there was also the time when Eclair was helping Juno with also his wounds. And yes, Eclair is a caretaker, and she is going to play quite of a what's it called? A quite a not I wouldn't say major, but like just a very a quite a what's the name? Medium role, I guess. Significant. Yeah, significant role. Yeah, so she will be able to heal all the characters. She's basically the main medic of the Relic Guild. And yeah, she will be present in Valiant Heart, and she'll also have her own custom sprite and all. So yes, I hope that answers your question.
one
Thank you,
more thing.
Nagaikan, for the question. Thank you.
One more thing,
Uh,
yeah.
is she like the leader of the caretaker division? Maybe.
Yeah, you could say that. Most of the divisions don't really have established leaders. Like they don't really have a major sort of like leader that leads all of them. But there are sort of like high ranking ones, and Eclair is definitely the one of the most high ranked um in the caretaker division. So yes, that you could say that she is kind of a leader of sort.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nagaikan, for
Yeah,
the question.
that's all. Yeah, that's all.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for the
Okay,
answer.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, you may step off the
Thank you very
stage
much.
Thank
now.
you.
Thank you, Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we're
Bye.
gonna move on to the next question now. In chat, Hybrid asks, I've seen fan-made paradox versions of evolutions running around. Will there be a Valiant evolution in the series?
Ah, interesting. While it would be very cool, we don't know yet on how established, how the most of the Iron Pokemon, especially in like what kinds are there in out there in the wild. But if you want to ask whether or not the it's we're going to just use the ones in like for example in Scarlet and Violet, the answer is no. There will be custom Iron Pokemon present in Valiant Heart specifically. So yeah,
Ooh,
look forward to that.
interesting, interesting. Okay. Up next, I want to give a question to Risa. To Risa, what inspired you to make the Corrupted Bonds comic? Was it other just Shapes and Beats medias, as also by Hybrid?
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of things that inspired me to actually start the comic because I played the game on 2019, but I actually made the comic in 2021. One of the first thing that made me start thinking about, oh, I want to make a comic was New Nap. If anyone knows that, New Nap's animation, they make a lot of JSAB animation really short, but I really love the designs, and from that I kind of make my own designs. And after that, I watch, no, not watch. I read Close to Your Heart. It's like one of the most popular JSAP comic right now. It garnered 1 million, 2 million views on YouTube. It's really
Whoa.
popular. But yeah, it's a really good story. But I got really inspired by that. I just read that comic and thought to myself, hey, what if Blixer is not actually evil and he's just a depressed boy? um, it came from there. And honestly, without my friends who also make a JSAP comic, I don't think I would make it this far, like to 300 pages in 3 years. Because this is the first time I make a comic that survived till 100 pages. My last comic was like 60 pages, and that was Sonic. So yeah, there's a lot of things that inspired me, but mostly are those two. You should check them out. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that ought to be nice. Thank you, Risa, for the answer. To follow up, Link, would you still like to ask a question? Because I saw you earlier as you pinged James.
He wanted to talk on stage. Would
Yes.
you? Are you still okay? Here you go then. Go ahead.
Yo, how's it going, everyone?
Hello.
Link.
Hello.
Hi, Link.
Hello.
All right, Matt. So I have a question. How much of the
Go on.
Valiant Heart series is written? Like, is there a full plan out for like the writing of chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, or is there just a basic outline? And how much like foreshadowing can we expect for some of the later stuff? I want to know
if I
just making it up as you go.
Oh.
Sorry.
okay. All right. So, most of the things are written in my mind. Like, okay. Let me give you an actual answer. I do have it written most of the time in a docs where I give sort of an outline on what characters in mind that I want to be put into the series and how the general consensus of the story will play out. But most of the time, it really is kind of like go with the flow that I just have this sort of mentality where like, oh, it would be cool if I have this sort of thing, and I just add it in. It's sort of interesting like how I make these kinds of stories because I do have the outline, I do have it, but like how it flows to that outline is up to me. And from then on, I just sort of make it from there, from my ideas, from like, oh, this would be cool if I have this, and then I suddenly becomes like, oh, it became 10 minutes. It's like, okay, well, can't do anything about that, and then I just just continue on from there. It's a very unorthodox way of like making stories, but like it is my own way, and I think I just quite like it.
Refer to it affectionately as Akira Toriyama writing. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Link. Thank you very much, Link.
All right.
Moving
Before
on.
we invite any others on stage, we have two questions from chat. From Anubis Goddess 23 to Matt. So, the sprite art, what goes into the process of creating the models for the explorers in terms of animation and styles?
Ah, I see. So talking about like how the animation will look like.
Yeah.
It
Process.
it really depends on like the process, because like okay, so I have these sprites, and most of the sprites I commission when it comes to these custom ones, especially. But like if I have the sprites for example in the repository already, then I can just use the
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Let's
there
just
he
try.
goes.
Matt
Matt's
is
gone, guys.
gone.
Matt's gone, guys. All right, show's over. Come
Well,
on.
I'm here, I'm
You
here,
can
I'm here,
go
I'm here, I'm
home
here,
to
I'm
your
here,
family.
I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
All
All
right.
right, good.
Sorry guys, I was the catalyst.
I can't believe this, Matt. How could you?
I'm sorry. I just had a black hole.
You are not forgiven. All right. Anyway.
I was in space. Anyways, what's the question? Oh yeah, the animation style. Yeah, so basically, when it comes to the animation style, a lot of it came from how I can really just mold these sort of what's it called? Mold these what's the name? These sprites together to make it look like how I want it to be, and it really dwells on the characters themselves. So, for example, Raimi sort of has a lot of these swing animations, these swing animations with her hammer. So a lot of times I really like to just give a sort of a wind up with her animation, like a wind up on like how she's going to swing her hammer. And for the reboot that you see in the trailer, is called his name is called Dash. He does a lot more kicks and a lot of more like quick movements. So you see a lot of sort of like what's it called? Quick movements, quick sort of like sort of frames, and sort of just where Dash would just have these sort of impact frames, you could say. Yeah. So a lot of the times I like to play around with the sprites and see how it fits with the characters themselves, and to show the power and sort of the character through how they move. So yeah, I hope that you guys like notice those kinds of things whenever I show them.
Thank you, Matt, for
Thank you
the
very much.
answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, since we are ending the Q&A session soon, we will have two final questions. Two have been requested to come up on stage. So to the people who have not, who unfortunately have not been, sorry, to those questions that have not been answered, perhaps that can be another time, or perhaps it can be asked through in the Discord chat. So could you invite those two people, James?
All right,
I
no
believe the
worries.
German. Thank you.
Of course.
It'll be
Right.
our
So we'll go with Hat.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Hat.
Howdy, howdy. Okay. So my one question is to everyone. It's not really the Valiant Heart. Specifically, if you've played the Pokemon series games, what's your favorite generation of Pokemon?
Oh,
I can't
okay.
answer that. I only played PMD Explorers. That's the only game I played because of Valiant Heart. That's it.
Yeah. If I have to just mention like a few of my favorite generations, I do have to say like, just as nostalgia and all, I really like just Gen 4 specifically, like in terms of that. But if I have to guess, if I had to say like outside of nostalgia, like Gen 7 is like really up there. It's like one of the best like generations I've had to have experienced, and it's really good. Have to give props to that. It's really good. Yes. Right, Rafi, you wanna answer as well?
No. That's for later. Keep going.
Oh, okay. No. I'm done.
Oh, you're done. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Hat, for the question. Risa, would
What,
you
you're
like
not
to
gonna
ask?
answer?
You're not
I
gonna
already
answer?
answered. It's only
Oh, to me
PMD
as well?
stores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rafa. You said everyone.
Everyone on
Everyone,
stage is
everyone
right.
can answer the
Yeah.
question.
I
Come on,
thought,
come on.
well, my favorite gen is Gen 5. I had a lot of memories with that. It was my first gen that I got into. I also watched a lot of the black and white anime. It was I also like Oshawott a lot. That's why it's my favorite starter.
Let's go.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
I'm
As
glad,
for
glad to see you
me,
also like
well,
glad to see you
yeah.
also like
Well, as for me, I don't play Pokemon.
We should really play Pokemon, James. I
Guys,
feel like you
guys, my favorite Pokemon is Rainamon. He's very cool. He's so
Be
fun.
gone.
thank you.
Boo, James. Boo.
Thank you,
Banned.
Hat,
So banned,
for
you
the
guys.
question.
So banned. All
Thank you.
right. Thank you, Hat,
Thank
for the
you. Thank you.
question.
All right, thank you,
All
Hat.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have one last question from the gentleman scientist. Could you hear us?
Здоровенькі були, ми з України. I said what I... Now I gonna question. What is your
Yes.
favorite piece of Sonic soundtrack from the
Oh
franchise?
boy, Sonic
Oh.
Oh, wow,
franchise.
okay.
Risa, you're more qualified than me. Go on.
The only thing that came to mind that I remember listening it to over and over is "Escape from the City."
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. The other one is the recent Sonic game, Undefeatable. I really like rock music. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Rock music is very good.
My
It's also my
favorite
favorite genre.
is Super Teams.
Mm.
I wouldn't
Matt?
answer, but like I forgot the name.
Can
I forgot the name.
you say
Most
it?
women, I think, would answer with the soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I like
like
Yeah, most people, I don't know, maybe like Studio Police.
I like the
Oh,
songs in
Studio
Smash.
Police.
oh right.
Oh, I see. Sonic Mania.
All right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you for the question. Hopefully that answers yours. Thank you very much. We'll put you back to the audience. All right. Wow. I was not expecting for us to get so many questions and interactions. How do you feel, Matt Rice? How do you feel? How do you feel?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
actually
I'm surprised there's many. I'm surprised there's many questions for me. Honestly, I thought I would be in the background.
Nah, Risa, you're part of this as much as I am, so you get to answer all these questions as well as I do. You get this.
All right. Thank you. Well, everyone, thank you so much for the brilliant questions. James, do you have any words? Any words? Any words?
The hydration check. Drink, gentlemen.
Great.
We've been on for
everyone
we've
drink.
been on for like 2 hours, I think.
I
So
have
drink.
I have water with me. I have water with me.
That's true.
We
Go
have
drink.
water. Drink, gentlemen. This is your reminder.
Go drink.
Hydration check. Everyone in the audience, go grab a drink.
Hydration.
Got time, yeah, because we're gonna have a break momentarily after this, I think, right?
Yep. We're
Yes,
gonna
you're right.
We'll have a short break, and then we'll carry on with the next section.
We're gonna have a 15-minute break. So everyone, to end things off, we have seen so many things, so the announcements, the journey of how Valiant Heart was made, the inspiration, seeing how Risa art draws, and seeing how inspirations strike Matt to make this amazing series. Once again, thank you for Matt and Risa for being with us today, for sharing your honest, creative, and thoughtful insights. Hopefully, everyone was able to enjoy this panel. Thank you, everyone who also asked the questions. You have made the session much more engaging. That wraps up our first panel, but don't go anywhere. We will have an exciting guest up next. So please stay tuned for the next panel featuring Interview 24. We will return shortly in 16 minutes. So make sure you guys drink, get your popcorn, get your food, and prepare for questions for Interview once her session ends. So everyone, did you guys hear me? Am I cutting off? No?
No, I can hear you.
I'm assuming I'm assuming it's fine. He cut off. What part did I cut off on? Well, it's fine anyways. Point is that we're gonna end off today's panel for the first panel. Thank you, Matt and Risa. We're gonna have 15 minutes of a break. Make sure to tune in for Interview's second panel. Until then, we're ending off. Thank you, everyone. Until then, James, any last words?
Well, I already told them, gentlemen, stay hydrated. You know,
Stay
we've been on
hydrated.
for a
All right.
while. Stay hydrated. Eat. You know, have a snack break. Go to your local Indomaret if you have one, or a corner store. Get yourself some chitato. Very nice.
All right, then.
Alpha Mart. All right. Do we got any
All right.
Indomaret fans in the chat?
also soft, I guess. All right, everyone. Enjoy your break. We'll see you all in the next 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.